Mortals fear nothing more than loneliness and isolation. Thus they cling to their companions, like maggots to flesh. But there are a select few, further along on the pathway to ascension, with the courage to shun camaraderie, compassion, and all of the other mortal weaknesses in their quest for power. Through the journey of mortal bounty hunter Samus Aran, Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System mostly succeeds in demonstrating the heights to which a mortal can ascend alone. But a dreadful ending ultimately undermines this positive message, showing only the depths to which they can sink when they turn to others. Released in 1994, Super Metroid Wait, why is an entire screen wasted indicating the game was released in 1994?
Maybe it's foreshadowing something?
This is meant to be a game about isolation on a hostile alien world. The year is wholly extraneous. The screen is a complete waste of time. Squander the audience's already limited attention. You must move rapidly from point to point to point that ultimately amounts to nothing. Do you understand? Each moment of the audience's time is a finite resource. Super Metroid begins with a recapitulation of Aran's previous adventures, wherein she harvested a Metroid specimen from its native planet, hoping that through experimentation and, hopefully, dissection, some potential benefit could be extracted. But the specimen is soon stolen by the dread space pirate dragon Ridley, who easily overcomes Aran's initially weak attacks and escapes to the nearby planet Zebes. Aran leaves the comforting loneliness of space in pursuit. She arrives on a planet draped in desolate silence, until, alerted by her presence, the inhabitants awake. Does Aran seek parley? Ask questions? No. She kills and kills and kills again. And what she cannot kill, she delves deep into the tunnels and craters of Zebes in search of the means to destroy. For the planet's depths are overflowing with power-ups, tools to transform Aran into a more efficient architect of death, ever less troubled by human morality. She slaughters the giant Crocomire for the crime of defending its home and feels nothing but pride in its destruction. By the end of Super Metroid, Aran is overflowing with such might that even the once fearsome Ridley becomes no more than a worm beneath her high-jump boots. The only creatures she does not eradicate outright are useful aliens who teach her new abilities in exchange for their lives. All of her relationships are transactional. Those with nothing to offer her are destroyed. And like all truly ascended beings, though technology may serve as a useful crutch to achieve her ultimate goals, she must turn to ancient magics. For to reach the great heart of Zebes, where lies the purloined Metroid specimen, Aran must complete a series of ritual slayings of her most powerful adversaries. Only with the price paid in the blood of the vanquished is the final door opened. As ever, when all is at stake, it is sorcery, not science, that proves triumphant. Where Aran's isolation is her shield and strength, her space pirate foes' community is their weakness. They look alike, act alike, sound alike, attack alike. In a later part of the game, a space pirate duo is so committed to impressing their fellows that they sacrifice their otherwise invulnerable status to perform a series of aerial jump kicks. Why any creature would think, wait, 19 94. Mortals in 1994 loved ninjas and jump kicks. This is the reason the date is so clearly stated, for the pirates' actions are otherwise inexplicable. But they are trying to look cool as it was understood in 1994. Brilliant foreshadowing! Aaron, fortunately, knows no friend and is thus tempted to impress no one. When she at last reaches the specimen, she finds it too has grown in power through isolation, feeding on the very life force of its enemies. It could slay Aaron with ease, but it holds back. The specimen has apparently come to view her as a mother. As a mother. As some sort of caretaker. Aaron takes advantage of this reprehensible weakness to press on to the chamber of the mighty mother. The mighty mother. And this, tragically, is where Super Metroid falls apart. During a temporary setback in the final battle, Aaron gives in to mortal weakness and accepts help from the specimen.
It wasn't a temporary setback. Mother Brain would have killed her easily. She wasn't powerful enough on her own.
She was only powerful on her own. The Metroid was nothing more than a bounty to be hunted. But when it gives its life for hers, Aaron allows the corrosive tendrils of compassion to corrupt her soul. She proves unquestionably and despicably human. Even worse, Aaron is changed, reduced. As she flees the burning planet Zebus, the kindness bestowed on her forces her to risk her life for the creatures who hated her. They are no longer tools to be used, but lives to be saved. The Metroid child has confused her to the core, shattered her sense of purpose. Never again will she feel comfort in the cold loneliness of space. For if even a Metroid is willing to lay down its life for hers, perhaps space is not lonely at all, but rather a sea of infinite suns, rising and setting on the denizens of infinite worlds, possessed of infinite hopes and wishes and fears and dreams that she can never again ignore. How can she be an effective killer now? Her purpose is lost. It is a pitiful ending to what is an otherwise successful depiction of a mortal's quest for power, and it makes Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System impossible to recommend.
You, don't have to save the creatures.
What?
You can just leave. You actually have to go out of your way to save them. It's kind of a secret.
But they must be saved.
It's completely optional.
The ending is irrelevant. I meant it is the difficult wall jump that makes the game impossible to recommend. It is too frustrating. For mortals.
Well, the wall jump is also optional.
I meant the grapple beam is too frustrating. Are we done here?